What is up, everyone? Thanks for joining me today. Wanted to give you a little spring lawn update. You remember my last video a couple videos ago where I was doing my overseed and I top dressed with the peat moss. I did spray Tenacity on it, so I wanted to show you what the effects of that was. So you can see a lot of this grass here is turning white. I had a lot more like a couple weeks ago, but I kind of mowed it out. There were some big patches here in the middle that were all turning completely white, but it appears that it's pretty much mowed out now. I left a couple of bare spots. So that's what's going to happen if you end up using Tenacity in your lawn to try to control like some of these grassy weeds and stuff. It may look like you've got a thick lawn at first, but in reality it's nasty weed grass types of weeds that you don't necessarily want or is desirable in your lawn. So you see a lot of this stuff along here is just turning white. So that is what Tenacity does. It kind of bleaches the grass after a while. After about 2 weeks, it starts turning white like this, and it basically cuts off the flow of chlorophyll to it so it can't grow. And that's how it kills off the grass whenever you use that product. So use it selectively. Don't use it all the time as a blanket application just for whatever weeds you have, because there's cheaper products out there and more effective products depending on the type of weed that you have. But for a pre-emergent that's seeding safe, works great for that. So that's what I did here. I put it down, and you can see here's a good example of some of this weedy type grasses here. So you can see this is kind of thick bladed, ugly stuff, and it's turning this white color. So that's what happens. I wonder if you can tell the different management practices for the backyard compared to the front yard. You can tell I don't really care about weeds as much back here because this is where the kids and the dogs play, so it's kind of weed infested. A lot of dandelions and stuff. Not a big deal, I've just been mowing and I haven't done anything back here. But I have my son's birthday party coming up in about a month, so what we're gonna do, this video, what this is all about, is I want to show you how to take care of weeds and prep your lawn before a big event. So if you got a party coming up or a barbecue or something, you want your lawn looking good, what we're gonna want to do is mow everything down to the height that you want it, maybe even a notch lower. This is about 2 inches right now. It's been growing fast, we've been getting a lot of rain last week, so that's why all these dandelions are popping up like crazy. Got some dog poop I gotta clean up, but big old weeds here, big dandelions. Bees are gonna love that stuff, so I've just been leaving it alone for now. Not a big deal, but I do want to clean it up a little bit and get it looking presentable. So I'm gonna be spraying a selective herbicide that's gonna take care of that, and I'll be showing you what we're gonna do with that. This is just a few of the products that I've got to fight my weed battle. I just picked up the methylated seed oil. That is basically a surfactant that's got an oil in it instead of just like a regular soap. So it's supposedly going to make the product that I put down a little bit hotter, supposedly. In other words, it'll stick a lot better and it'll have better efficacy and work faster. I've also got my Spectracide, which you guys know that I'm a big fan of. I've used that in years past. That is just the regular 3-way herbicide. It's got 2,4-D and dicamba in it. The Weed B Gone, the Ortho brand, actually has quinclorac added into it, and that is going to help with the weedy type grasses. Anything that's like crabgrass specifically, or goosegrass, foxtail, anything like that, really. Read the label on the back to see exactly what it specifically targets. I also got a couple of trial products from LawnStar. These guys were kind enough to reach out to me and send this to me. I'm not paid to do any sort of review on this or anything like that, but they just wanted me to test a couple of their products for them. So I've got their pattern indicator and surfactant as well. I ended up buying the methylated seed oil before I remembered that I had this surfactant from LawnStar, so I'll try both of them out at some point, but I just wanted to give them a shout out. Thanks for sending that stuff over to my channel, guys. I always appreciate reviewing new products. And with that, if you guys like to see some more product reviews, be sure to hit that subscribe button right below the video. And I'll be doing a lot more videos like this throughout the summer. The pattern indicator specifically turns your spray solution blue. So if you have trouble, if you're kind of a beginner to spraying and you don't know what your overlap is, so when you're doing a grid pattern back and forth, up and down, the blue spray indicator is good for that, so you can see exactly where your spray pattern overlaps. So if you are kind of walking sideways a little bit or whatever and you might miss a spot, that's good to make sure you have a complete and total coverage. I don't always like to use it though because it dyes everything super dark blue. So, you know, if you are new to spraying, I recommend you get some. If you've been spraying for a while and you kind of know what you're doing, you know the pattern of your yard, you can probably skip it. So the Ortho recommends 6.4 ounces maximum application per 1,000 square feet. So what we're going to do is I added my methylated seed oil in there right now. Got a little bit left in this bottle. And there's a measuring cap on top. If I can get the child-proof thing open, this is 3 ounces. So I'm just going to add 2 capfuls per 1,000 square feet. We're doing 4,000. Should always wear gloves with this, so make sure you rinse your hands off when you're done. That's why I'm wearing the rubber boots as well. Now what you notice is that I filled it up about 1/3 of the way or half, and then I put the chemicals in. Now we're going to top it off and then we're going to shake it. So I'm just rinsing off the side of the container for anything that I spilled on the side. I'll fill it up slowly. Don't let the hose touch inside the liquid, because you don't want to contaminate anything. We'll just rinse everything off good, because that's going to be on my back. So for all you safety people out there, yes, I always try to make sure I change clothes and take a shower after I'm done with this. Even if I'm not wearing head to toe coveralls, I still rinse my skin when I'm done. So if you don't have coveralls, don't worry about it. This isn't going to kill you, but it's best to just be safe, just in case. Some people have more sensitive reactions to their skin than others, but don't eat and drink when you're doing this. We got the backpack on. Step 2 is going to be, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to start fertilizing. So I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to spray for weeds today, give it 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks before the party, we're going to be putting down fertilizer to make everything green up really nice. So that's going to be part 2. If you don't know how to calibrate your sprayer, be sure to go back and look at my video on how to calibrate your sprayer so you're spraying the right amount across the right amount of area. Check that video out. It's very helpful if you've never used a sprayer like this before. I'm going to walk in a grid pattern back and forth, east to west, and then I'm going to walk north to south just to make sure I don't miss anything. It's going to be an overlapping grid pattern. So we're going to pump this guy up. We're going to get going. And I get asked a lot of questions, is this safe for pets and kids back here? The answer is yes, as long as you wait the recommended amount of time on the label. Most products like this, they recommend 1 to 2 hours. Once everything's dry, you can re-enter the area. So just keep that as a precaution. I really need to get a GoPro strapped to my head. I'm going to show you, walking first person view, what this looks like. We're going to keep the tip about knee height, give or take. We're going to overlap our spray pattern just a little bit. So we're going to be, you can kind of see where it's wet along here. We're going to give about 25-30% overlap. And we're going to stop before we get to that tree so we don't hit the tree with this stuff. You want a steady pace, not too fast, not too slow. I've got this timed perfectly so that way I can dump about 1 gallon per 1,000 square feet. There's the tree. I stopped a little bit, get to the fence, and then we stop spraying. We're going to turn around. And then I walked right here. Let me pump this thing up again because it's not a battery powered one. Okay. Right about there is where it's still wet and dry. You can, I don't know if it comes up on camera, but everything to the left of here is where I sprayed. So my sprayer tip, the fan, is going to slightly overlap this area by just a little bit. So that way we get nice even coverage. And my pressure is dwindling. This is why you have to continue pumping a lot, but we made it. gonna go back again. So you see where that plant is, that one is wet right there. Overlap just a little bit. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Give that video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you got any questions. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, thanks for watching.